We had better memories back then. We used to memorize niggas' phone numbers.
Facts.
Bonds was different for us.
Facts.
Honestly, when's the last time you remember the phone number?
281-330-8004.
Call me on the phone alone because Mike Jones about to
That's
blow.
the last phone number I remember was Mike Jones, nigga. Dead ass. That's the last phone number I remember.
Do you feel like that just showed your age?
Maybe.
A little bit.
Oh, I really showed my age earlier because I said to this nigga, I said, ask Jeeves. I said, yo, I'm getting up there.
Yeah. when a nigga mentioned Ask Jeeves, floppy disks,
Yo, facts.
shit like that, Limewire to you.
Wow.
Hey, my nigga, I know where you come from. I know
Limewire. That was an era.
Yo.
Niggas waiting
Matter
an
of fact,
hour and a
you know
half
what
to
else was the
download
era
one
that
song.
nobody knows about? iPods.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, iPods.
I still got a shuffle and a
Bro.
nano. I still be using them
Remember the
motherfuckers every once in a
nanos?
while. I still got
Yes,
one.
yo.
Found it
Those
in the
were
basement.
a technology of its time, yo.
Yeah. You had a little
Yes.
ass thing in your pocket.
With like 16 gigabytes.
So one of the niggas I rap with, my man's Royalty, he just found his old iPod, but he had the big joint, like the 120
original.
gig joint. He said, yo, and he plugged it in. He was doing a video like just hitting next. That shit was like a time capsule, B.
Yes,
Because
yo.
he had like 10,000 songs in there.
From that era.
From the whole, just covering all them years, man. That's
fire. That's nostalgic.
and music. And I hate to sound like
That's
an old
valuable.
nigga and say music was better back then. But music was better back then only because the only way to get music was to buy it.
Facts.
Now, because you could listen to a whole album for free on streaming, like there's a lot of trash out there. Niggas will just put anything out just to see what hits. Niggas could put out 100 songs, and if 2 of them take off, then boom, you
Good.
rich.
You rich.
It only takes one time.
But a label back then, nah, you wasn't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You could get away with it with mixtapes and shit. But for a label, it's like, no, you're gonna put your best songs out because in order for people to hear it, they need to pay $10 and buy it.
And as a mixtape, you wouldn't do that because that shit is expensive.
I mean, Gucci did it. He put out like fucking 100
but
mixtapes. But he was the
mixtape
only
god.
nigga doing that.
But he also, they loved him in Atlanta. His sound
Yeah.
was also loved where he's from. So, but like you said, nowadays niggas could put out bullshit for free.
But
Right.
also, even look at the Troy Ave story. You're not going to stay out there 24 hours or 20 hours a day trying to sell CDs for $5 unless you knew your best music is on that tape.
Exactly.
You know? You're
Yeah.
not going to spend all day out there unless you're selling your best.
I remember OJ the Juice Man said it. He said that song, "Make the Trap, hey, quarter brick, half a."
Yeah.
He said, "I knew that was my best song." He said, "So I put out 6 different mixtapes, and that song was on every one of them." He said, "I just kept putting it up there because I knew eventually that shit was gonna pop."
That's
He
smart.
wasn't wrong.
That's smart.
That's the first song he had that pop.
Wow. You got to know your own greatness.
Like
gotta know
Soulja
your
Boy,
greatness.
he used to name his song in the club and shit on Limewire just so motherfuckers would download it.
Download
And
it
then
and thinking it's something
yeah,
else.
thinking it's something else.
Yo,
Hey,
shout out
bro.
to Soulja Boy,
The
man.
Soulja Boy is the king of his era.
Yeah.
He's the
Ringtone king.
originator.
Yeah, he's the ringtone king.
But without him, there are none of these new rappers. There is none of this direct to consumer,
Facts.
none of this direct to streaming.
Facts.
He created
Facts.
the era of internet rappers.
He is the streaming. He's the king of streamers. He's the
He
one
is-
niggas want to be streamed.
He is to these new rappers what Chief Keef is to all the drill rappers. He's the
Facts.
godfather of them niggas.
Yeah.
Facts.
that
Well,
is a
even though it
fact.
might sound different now, Lil Baby, there is no Lil Baby, there is no Lil Durk
Without
without
Soulja.
Soulja.
That's facts.
Ooh, that's a hot take right there.
That's controversial. But
It's
it's
true,
true.
though.
It's true
Right
to
there,
it.
though.
It's true to it.
Yeah.
It's like saying
That's why he be popping his shit. You say don't be humble. That nigga not humble. He
he
tell
know
you
he
the-
not humble. He know his mark.
he wasn't lying when he said he was the first rapper with an iPhone.
He was.
Apple gave that nigga an iPhone, was like, you
On the
could
set
probably
of
make it
Crank-
pop.
On the set of Crank That or whatever, fuck, kiss you through the phone or some shit like
Facts.
that.
Yeah. Kiss me through the phone. That shit was popping.
All my niggas, we coastin'. High grade, we smoking. On the highway, we rollin'. Crack a bottle, we toastin'.
Man, shout out to that man. And with that being
Shout out.
said, welcome to Weed and Whiskey motherfucking podcast.
Yes, sir.
Where today's gonna be a fucking great episode because adversity bring greatness, and whenever you go against everything that goes against you, it bring a better you out.
It does.
So that's gonna be the tone and theme for this fucking episode because no matter what we go through, we're never gonna let the things that triumph against us win. Even though that's a contradiction.
Amen to that.
Exactly.
That's how strong I am with my convictions. Okay?
You
We're
can
not
say
even gonna
something-
let contradictions hold us back.
Exactly.
We're gonna rise above everything everyone, even our fucking selves, because our greatest enemy is always ourselves. It's never your best friend. It's never your greatest enemy. Damn, what the fuck is me doing stuff like? Anyways, we have great personalities. Weed and Whiskey is all about attracting great people in here because why? We're great. Our motherfucking selves.
Exactly.
That's the only thing to do.
And I think at this point, y'all realize how great we are because y'all are great yourselves.
And greatness attract greatness.
Yes, it does.
So with that being said, as always, we using this time to welcome another great motherfucking personality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this one because I'm not gonna lie, I got more excited just off him speaking in this moment right now. I'm excited because I just realized what we have in our hands. What gem of an episode this is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
We have somebody that we get this talk generational rap with. Somebody
That
we
is
get
true.
to put a real good perspective on where he's seen the the growth of rap came. And him being still like a 90s rapper in my perspective, I want to know his take on what hip-hop is today. I feel like he's a great person for this. He studies hip-hop. He's a student of it as much as
And he's a teacher. Yep.
Exactly.
There we go.
So I feel like he's a great person to talk all growth when it comes to rap. So we have Showrocka in the fucking building.
I said, hey, yo, what's going on?
If you know, you know. If you don't, now you do.
Yes,
You don't
sir.
learn you something. Do the
Facts.
knowledge. You heard?
So the first question I actually want to start this fucking question off is I've been waiting to ask this.
Let's go.
Can you have a hot record without cuss words?
Absolutely.
Will Smith did it.
Yeah.
Talking about in 2023.
Yeah, you can. Because half of the shit that motherfuckers say on a record in 2023, nobody's listening to what they're saying anyway.
Facts.
So I
Or past
heard
the chorus.
the other day, gospel drill. Have you ever heard gospel drill?
I have one time.
And it was lit.
Yeah.
Twerking to God.
They wasn't twerking. They
No.
was like drilling, getting sturdy to God. And it was sturdy for God.
That sound lit.
Sturdy for
Yeah,
Jesus.
sturdy
It
for
was
the
lit.
Lord.
That sound lit. I ain't gonna lie. That just sound lit.
And, ever since the trap era, it's been about, the drums, the snares, the 808s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really more about the music than it is. And it pains me to say this as a lyricist, but it's more about the vibe than it is about that. So I absolutely think you could have a hit song without a lot of curse words in it. Because think about it. The place where the majority of people consume a lot of their music is the radio. You can't really curse on the radio. They'll take a Cardi B song where they talking about sucking dick and just bleep things out, but they still playing it on the radio anyway.
Still know she's talking about sucking dick though.
Yeah,
That's
we
my
do.
whole-
We
that's
do,
my-
we do,
We
yeah.
do,
Nah,
but do the
that's-
little kids, some of
do,
them
yeah,
some of
because
them
it's
don't.
2023. But that's my thing with radio today. It's like you can't turn the radio on. You can't pick your kids up at 3:00, put the radio on while you're driving home, and you hear clean censored music. Because even if they censor the music, the message isn't.
That's very true because
But that's the era we live in, though.
That's
Because
my point.
turn on the TV.
So
It's the
even
same
though
way on
that's what I'm saying,
TV.
even though you're not cussing, you still have profanity in it.
Mm-hmm.
You still have dirty innuendos in there, sexual jokes in there. Like people don't know how. I don't think people know how to be censored no more. I don't think censorship is a priority for people anymore.
See, it's crazy you say that censorship is not a priority, but motherfuckers is getting canceled left and right. The moment you say something about the LGBT community, the moment you say something about Jewish people. So it's not so much about censorship. It's about who's controlling the record industry and what messages they're letting us put out to our people.
Okay.
So if I have children and my children don't look like this, why do I care what people who look like this are peddling to children who look like this?
I get what you're saying.
It's one thing for you to say that to your children, but oh no, hold on now.
Yeah, but now you
if
care
we-
about what my kids.
If we
are
was
listening
making
to?
country music talking about pull up the lean and whip your titties up, then
It'd
they
be a whole
start
other
censoring
thing.
that
But
shit.
they do that though. Country music is about shit like that. If you listen to country music,
Yeah, but it's not
all
as-
about drinking
it's about
whiskey by the creek.
sadness and-
Yeah,
No.
Depression.
No. That nigga, my favorite country song. I play this with you all the
I know,
time.
I know,
Something
yeah.
about a truck.
Yeah,
There's
something about a
nothing
truck.
about depression in that song. That song is all about
No.
getting drunk at 2 a.m., seeing a pretty girl in a red dress with red lipstick on, and you want to do shit with her at 2 a.m. after getting drunk.
All right, so
Country
maybe
music-
that's a bad example, but
No, country music to me is It's about you talking about your freeness in the wild.
I was gonna say that. I think that's probably the biggest difference. Is like as bad as painful as this is gonna be to say, country music still holds on to the essence of saying, "This is just how I live.
This is my life.
This is just how I live." Rap music has evolved, and I kind of hate this saying. It makes for good storytelling, but I hate the saying of, "I'm not telling my story. I'm telling the story that I saw." Because now you give people the excuse to say that who haven't done the things to actually tell the stories, to just tell some stories and make up shit. And who really haven't done the shit they've said.
But
you know what I mean?
thing with that
And
is,
rap used to be the one genre where they would check you for that. But,
Exactly.
But ever since they let it slide with Rick Ross, it's been like,
Hot.
am I lying? I like Rick Ross. I like his music. I fucks with Ross. But it was proven that he was a correctional officer and not this big
cared.
drug kingpin moving dope. Nobody cared. When
cared.
Mr. C, Biggie's DJ, the king of New York, everybody loved
another
Mr.
one,
C.
another
When
one.
that nigga got caught getting his dick sucked by trannies underneath a bridge, you know, everybody was up in arms. Then it happened again, and niggas was like, whatever.
It
You
is
know,
what
it's
it
Mr.
is.
C.
It's Mr. C.
And he was defended like, I ain't gay. I just let him suck my, like, what?
nigga,
Hey, yo.
what?
But once they started letting shit like that slide, then it just became,
It opened the door.
you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That 6ix9ine came about.
And then 6ix9ine
But-
and Gunna.
Charlemagne I was watching Charlemagne and he made a great point. The pause era came from New York.
Oh, yeah, it came
Because
in there.
90s hip hop was so gay that niggas had to start pausing shit.
Nah. We can't say 90s hip hop was so gay. It was just
I'm not saying
Biggie had a bunch of lines.
I'm not saying it was gay in totality.
And Cannabis
but I'm
said
saying,
that shit. Just them
I'm
two.
just saying
You ain't
it
gonna put it
started
on everybody.
I know, but I'm saying it started in the 90s. A lot of people had a lot of sexual lyrics. And a lot of it made you like, what the fuck did you just say, my nigga? And that's why a lot of people in New York started checking things like, pause, my nigga, pause on that.
What I don't think people get, like now if you watch the It Is What It Is show with Killer and Mace, it's like if you're not from the East Coast, like a lot of people are like, oh, that's homophobic. It's not homophobic. It's just like a 30-year-old joke that's been going on. And
Forever.
like pause is just like, you'll say some shit that you know is not gay.
That's like no homo,
but you
modernized.
say it and it makes it funny. Like it could be anything like, yo, could you put that in right there? Hey, yo, pause. Man, niggas is cracking up. It's like I seen a meme the other day say, yo, black people can't take shit serious. Niggas will make a joke. And like you said, it's all about persevering through adversity. Like, that's the way we got through a lot of hard times. Was
Joking around.
See, when we were slaves in the field, what we do? Sing.
Sing.
You couldn't joke. You were singing. You had to do something.
In the water.
Now we just now we wading through the Henny. Same shit.
I ain't gonna hold you. Every now and then I start singing that shit in the warehouse. And I
Wading through the Henny now. Same
getting
shit.
the white folks a little
We
nervous.
into that Japanese right now.
Yeah,
That's
right? We A's into the sensei right now.
That's sensei, man. Shout out to Mr. Splinter.
That's something I was gonna say
Only
earlier.
rat we allowing in here.
So you not for nobody can't tell them hip hop culture to you.
Say it again?
Nobody can tell in hip hop culture.
It's not that they can't tell, it's that they just allow it now. They just allow everything.
Do you feel like a lot of people like they go against snitching, but do you kind of feel like snitching is part of the game in a sense, based on how it's being moved on in an indirect way?
I don't think snitching is supposed to be part of the game.
I mean, it's not supposed to,
But I think that everybody knows
There's no honor
that
amongst thieves.
niggas be snitching. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many niggas in jail.
facts.
Cops don't do their job that well. Like, cops are good at getting niggas to tell on each other. And now, we're in the era where cops don't even have to. Niggas be recording themselves committing crimes. And if they didn't record themselves committing the crime, they wrote a song about it, and they so eager the next day, I snatched a nigga chain, shot him in the brain, his girl gave me brain, and got his girl, tag her on social media. Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas giving them the narrative. Y'all.
They're giving them everything.
They say they're a very controversial police brutality death from CT. Say it stemmed from when they were on live and the cops actually followed their live to find their location.
Well, if you're doing hot shit,
I'm not gonna say
don't
the
go
name 'cause
live.
it's controversial. As shit.
yeah, nah.
But yeah, they're saying,
Especially if somebody died, like, you
Yeah,
know, I don't want to
exactly.
put no disrespect on
No
nobody's name.
disrespect.
But I
Facts.
will say, If you doing some hot shit, turn off your location and turn off your
Facts.
fucking phone.
If
Matter of
you
fact,
know you
if you're
in
really
this
doing some hot
trenches-
Don't bring
shit,
your phone.
don't bring your phone because even when that shit is off,
It still be
pinging
trackable.
off towers.
iPhone literally says it when it's dead now. iPhone is now findable even when dead.
That's a fact.
It literally says
does
that
tell you.
now.
It does tell you.
But we live in the era of stupid niggas. I just seen a video where a nigga stole a whole display of iPhones.
Nigga,
That is the last thing that you should steal,
niggas ran up into T-Mobile on Flatbush and stole the demos.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga,
What are you gonna do with that?
The most trackable
the
things
most
to
trackable
track.
thing in the world. You might have to
The
just
demos.
steal some trackers.
Nigga, go steal the accessories. Just steal the accessories, dog.
Bro, the whole fucking everything on tape. Like, yo,
These niggas don't think about none
are
of
we
this
raising stupid niggas?
Yeah, they are. Well, stupid niggas is raising stupid niggas.
You know
shit.
why, right?
Do you feel like stupidity?
Because they got their cell phones in class. That's why I need to put them bitches in the cubbies and we don't have to worry about that. They have more time to read a book.
Do you feel like stupidity don't matter when they feel like the reward is worth it?
I feel like they think the clout is worth it nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. Like
That's the reward,
That's
yeah.
the reward.
Back in our days, like, we wanted money. Like, now they want attention and fame because they think that will make them rich and famous. So motherfuckers will literally do stupid shit, do goofy shit. Like, they don't have the integrity that we did. Like, a nigga will get online and make 100 videos in the hopes that one of them goes viral. In all the videos, they could be degrading themselves doing some stupid shit, and they don't care that they look like an absolute fool.
Yeah.
They care that one day it's like hitting the lotto. Maybe you'll win.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So-
like, how many stupid shit do I have to do until I don't have to do stupid shit no
And
more?
then you can get $100,000 in a Tesla, and then you'll be broke.
And then do more stupid shit.
Yep. Like, you remember the dude, I don't even remember his real name, Boonk Gang, with all the
Yes.
fucking tattoos, all the stupid shit.
That's
He
the
used
first
to,
thing I
Yes.
thought of when
he
you
used to
said
get
this.
arrested, and like, I just think of
Yeah,
it,
that was wild. It
when I
used to
see
piss
all
me
these
off just
stupid
watching
ass
his
pranks
videos.
people do, like, somebody gonna get hurt. Everybody not playing.
Is it wrong of me to hope they actually get hurt and hope they get a lesson out of it? Is that bad of me?
No, because they clearly need to learn a lesson.
Even if it's the hard way. I think some people need to lay in the bed they fucking make.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think
100%.
in 2023, we don't give enough people chances to lay in their own fucking bed.
What
There are
up?
too many bailouts, too many things to be like, you know what, it's okay. You know,
There's no accountability.
Yes, yo, like
You could always say, oh, and this started back in the 90s when white boys started shooting up schools and saying rap music made me do it. Nah, nigga, you made you do it. That
Right.
gun in
Yeah.
your hand made you do that.
How
Tupac
many-
didn't make you do that.
Yeah.
But ever since then, they've been pushing this narrative of the kids nowadays are not forced to grow up like we did. Everything on them is like, oh, well, TV made you do it. Or, oh, if you weren't, your teacher shouldn't have done this. Or this person shouldn't have done that. There's no accountability. Whereas us, it was like, and I'm not saying it's right. You turn 18, it's like, okay, what you gonna do? You gonna get a job? You gonna join the army? Or because you ain't in school no more, you ain't just gonna be living up under my
Right.
roof.
You either gonna get out or do something.
Right, and I say that's kind of like controversial for me because I feel like white people don't do that to their
They don't
kids.
kick their kids out.
And that's why they end up, oh, I'm still living with my mom. I'm 26, but I'm going to school for my PhD. Like,
And by the time they're 30,
right, they're set.
they set.
Versus just because you turn 18 doesn't mean you're ready to
You're
be
still a
kicked
kid.
out. Some
You're
people
still a
are.
kid.
Some people aren't.
No, but when you're 18, I feel
You're
like
still a child.
society,
Your mentality
yeah,
is.
society don't. I think society need to stop doing that. Like when you're 18, you're not grown. You're still a fucking child.
And part of that is because they don't teach you life skills in high school.
Exactly.
They
don't
teach
have,
you, they
No,
worry
facts.
about
They're not
teaching
gonna
you
make no more.
shop class and they teaching you fucking calculus, but they're not teaching you how to balance your budget. They're not teaching you how to open a bank account. They're not
They don't
teaching you
teach
how
about
to get
credit.
life insurance, credit,
None of that.
like all types of shit like that. So
Matter of fact, a lot of people, like I learned when I was an adult, growing up now, that the real rich, real wealthy people, a lot of them don't just have a bank account. They have cash flow through their insurance. Because it's non-taxable money.
that's how the rich stay rich.
Bro. And
Or
that's
they
why I
take from
say,
their stocks.
that's why I say, yo, we have to stop thinking our wage. We have to start limiting our ideas to what we fathom financially. Think outside of your own circumstances, because our ideas are limited to what we think we could afford,
Well,
or
it's
what
because
what we think we want to afford.
we grew up with such scarcity that we have this mentality that when I get on, I can't share the sauce with them because then it's not gonna be enough for me. It's like when you used to see a nigga with a fly ass hoodie. Oh, where you get that from? Chill. This from up top.
You
This
hot,
from
my
up top.
nigga. Chill. You hot.
chill.
Or when a motherfucker get some food and they don't want to share it with you, like, what type of bullshit is that?
Whereas white people, I don't say just white people, but you
Jewish
look at
people,
Jewish people,
Indian.
Chinese people, what they do is they'll start, say I have a laundry business. Then it's doing successful. We open up another one. Then we call our cousins from China.
Fact,
They run
yeah,
that one.
open this one
then
right
another
here.
one. Then I'm going to move from this Chinese restaurant to that
that one.
Chinese. And my cousins from
Fact.
China are going to come and run this one. They do that. Whereas
I still
our
get
people, we're starting to get better with it now. We're like supporting black-owned
Yeah.
businesses and stuff like that. But before it was always like, out for me. There's not enough. Out for me.
Facts.
Out for me.
I can't let somebody compete with me because I gotta
Right.
get ahead. It's funny because I
Niggas be
learned that
hating.
a lot of the Indian people, dog, they would have like 7 to 10 people in one small ass apartment.
Oh, yeah.
And they all contribute to a business. And once that business reach enough money for them to flourish, they move out and
Yep.
start their own shit. Some of them actually come here to America with like $10,000 that their whole family pooled together just for them to start a business. And all that business money just go back there. And he's just like, it's
And
so much-
imagine that the way niggas think now. Imagine having 10 of your homeboys and be like, all right, we all saved up 10,000, but I'ma take it and I'ma go get popping and come back for y'all. Niggas don't trust it.
They don't trust
Hell
that.
They're
yeah.
like, nah, how come I'm not the nigga to go get popping? Why
Everybody
can't we
wanna
all
be
why
like
gotta be
this.
popping? We all going. Nah, well now it don't work. It doesn't
don't
work,
work
that
like
way.
that. It don't work
You
like
gotta
that.
humble yourself. You gotta have a little bit of ego and you gotta have faith in your team. Otherwise, that shit don't never work.
So from your experience and from what you see, moving forward, what is one thing you think we can do to help bring better unity to our black culture?
Better unity to our black culture. We can stop fucking hating on each other. We can stop making everything a comparison. I always say comparison is a thief of joy, and it really fucking
Facts.
is.
It is. Facts.
If you look, how often, like you could put 3 black men in a fucking room and we gonna end up arguing about basketball or hip hop or something. Not even like a bad argument, but it's always a debate, a ranking. You never hear people talking about, oh, well, so-and-so is the top rock and roll artist of all. No, they don't care. They agree that they can all coexist and be great. But it's always, well, LeBron is better than Jordan. Jordan's better than LeBron. LeBron's better than Iverson.
They're
It's
all
always
goats.
this. It's always a list. It's always a ranking. We got to move away from that. And we got to just say, look, all these people are dope. We can all be dope at the same time because guess what? Look at how much money fucking Jeff Bezos got. There's clearly enough money in the world for all of us. The resources aren't scarce if one nigga could have billions. Like, clearly. We just need
To know how.
to just fucking, there's strength in numbers. So we need to pool our resources better in a way where people learn to wait their turn. I always go back to hip hop because I'm a hip hop nigga. This shit would have never worked if all the Saint Lunatics was fighting. Oh, it's my turn. Yep. No. All them niggas knew Nelly was a star, so they all played their fucking position.
followed
They all
behind.
put
Hell
their
yeah.
money in. They all showed up on a tour bus, carried records, did whatever
soldiers.
did whatever they had to do for him to get on. And when he got on, he put
them all
on
on.
Murphy Lee and the Saint Lunatics and Ali, and he did what he needed to do. Now, whether or not they were able to pop,
That was on that.
That's not up to them. Yeah, that's up to them.
that's Lloyd Banks' theory right there. Like, you can only do so much for
much.
somebody until they do it for themselves.
Fact.
But we as people got to learn to sometimes just wait our turn and not be so fucking pressed for it to be now.
Facts.
I think we've gotten better as a culture.
We are.
I mean,
think
we are the definition. We are the example of the microwave generation. You know, like we want instant gratification.
Yep. And social media don't make it no better. It made it fucking 100 times worse.
Hell yeah.
I do have to just say one thing before you say something real quick. When you saying something, it made me think of I listened to a lot of Dreamville. It made me think of this skit from Earth Gang. It had like
I just started listening to them.
So yeah, so he had a skit in there, and towards it in the end, he was like, "This was just a preacher dude." He's like, "Yo," he's like, "It's like if we all sit here and got the truth about what the world is, we won't even care because we'd be too busy arguing about who delivered it."
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Like, think about that, my nigga. You can literally have everything you need in front of you, but you're so distracted by arguing about how it got there.
Facts.
Yep.
And I feel like that is a good reflection of how we are a society. That I feel like so much of what we desire, what we want, what we've been working on as a culture, as a people, is in front of us. It's actually more attainable more than ever. But we're just so deep in our chaos that we cannot find congruity within it in order for it to lead to some type of unity.
And you know what else it is? It's the idea that people cannot wait. And they want to look like they're successful before they're actually successful.
I think there's a construct of the internet, though.
Yeah.
And social media.
Well, social media is just a highlight reel.
Yeah, you see shit.
You don't see the bad shit. You only see the good shit. But niggas are judging their life against the highlights of somebody else's life.
You know what put me in perspective for this right here? Going to South Beach for spring break, right? Me and my wife went, right? And
oh, you bold.
yeah, I was like, yo, we're not, this is not us right here. We're too old for this shit right here. This is not. First night we got there, bro, went to the room, we got there like 1 a.m. It is madness outside. We had to walk a block because the Uber driver couldn't even pull up.
Couldn't even pull up on Collins.
Nope. Yeah, pretty much we was right on Collins Street.
You know exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But what made me realize this, right, is how many Lamborghinis, how many Ferraris and high-end cars. I know for a fact
they don't have a hotel room.
or this and that. The shit that made me realize this, how many times I saw you.
It's funny he said that because I got a whole song called Miami where I'm talking about this shit that I made years ago. And it's like, bro, you say you on fleek, but you sleeping head to feet. That's a Drew Hill, 4 niggas, only 1 suite. Like that.
Facts.
Like niggas, you save up for all month to rent cars for 1 week. Like niggas really out here doing it.
And for 3 to 4 days.
Tax return stuff.
Yeah,
and the shit that I knew they was stunting and not doing, they had nothing to do because they would just drive up and down the street all day.
They just up and down the strip, same dudes.
I'm like, same dude, same cars all the time. And I'm like, yo, bro, y'all don't got no money. Y'all can't because y'all be doing something right now in these nice cars. Y'all not gonna be just driving up and down the same road.
Oh, I give y'all all the tips on Miami, like how to spot the broke ones. Like if you only
how you spot a broke nigga in Miami? Go ahead.
This how you spot a broke chick in Miami.
Oh, even better. How you spot a broke bitch in Miami?
If you only see her on the beach, because the beach is free. Hella free. She might go to the Wet Willies or Mangoes, whatever, get her one drink,
bring it to the beach.
Bring it to the beach, and just be walking around, wait until they run into some niggas with bottles and sections later on that night, and then they'll meet up with you. But if you've been there for 3 days and you ain't seen her at all, you ain't seen her in none of the clubs, you ain't see her in none of the restaurants, but the only place you see her on the beach and you seen her more than once,
she ain't got no money.
They fishing.
Yeah.
They out there fishing. They looking for somebody with some money.
With money, yep.
Yeah. Or a lot of times it'd be like 6 girls in one hotel room. They trying to find a nigga to sleep with.
God,
most
facts.
of the times, nigga.
They'll let you hit just so they can get a bed.
I realize
they sleeping on the floor.
A lot of these girls trips is like no shade or nothing, but a lot of these girl trips it be with people who you probably won't make it back home with because y'all not that cool.
That's crazy.
Man,
I don't like niggas that much to
I've
be
heard
going
a lot
with
of
niggas
girls do
out
that.
with.
But look,
Girls do that.
And girls is harder to get along with.
You go on a trip with your boys, right? Y'all already going to establish the fact that niggas is not sharing a bed.
That's a fact.
Everybody got their hotel room.
Everybody got their own
Everybody
room.
getting a rental.
And y'all gonna establish that. Women go, they
pool their money together.
Let's just all get one room, and it's 6 of us.
Because
we
think
figure
about
it out later.
What's the alternative for us? If we don't have a bed,
we gonna find a
we
bed.
gotta sleep outside or whatever.
Or in our car.
A chick could always find a nigga to spend some money on her. Any half decent chick, or even if you ugly, just wait till the end of the night when you drunk. Or just
you just
be
have to
freaky.
have ass.
Yeah.
Or just be out of town. You could just be from out of town. That's all it takes.
Yo, niggas be going crazy spending all this money to get to Miami just to smash chicks that's from Hartford or Jersey. Like, it'd be the same motherfuckers. You came from here and you came from here, but y'all just met in Miami. Like,
ooh, I fucked her in Miami, though.
Like,
we was down in Miami. I saw, right? This is the same.
I be seeing them in the club, and niggas be on it, and I be like, yo, wasn't them the same chicks on the Spirit flight with us? Like, okay, all right, from Jersey. All right, got you. Cool.
Hey, yo.
Cool.
But that's what I started realizing, yo, a lot of this luxury life, it ain't even as luxurious as people make it seem like.
Why do we as black people care so much
just
about
things?
things?
It's just a thing.
Why?
We don't know who we are.
But
You ever
also-
hang around rich white people? You don't see no Amiris. You don't see no fucking Gucci hoodies that cost $1,500, $2,000.
Bro, we did an
Nah,
episode
they just be
of,
chilling.
We did an episode of the liquor store the other day. His man's had all his other liquor store friends claim.
Oh yeah, it was different. It's
All
just
liquor
different. It's a
store
different type
owners,
of. It's a different type of.
Different conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different.
Different conversations.
Way different.
Yeah, niggas is talking about the next step. You know?
And I'm not
inventor
saying-
was.
I ain't saying every conversation needs to be, oh, we talking about investments and net
Yeah,
worth
not
and
every.
growth.
That's dumb.
But I just don't understand why we as people put so much faith in luxury brands that don't give a fuck about us. That's why you see I got my Connecticut hoodie on. Like, I fucks with my man 95 Traffic King because he was one of the first people putting on for Connecticut. And he's one of the first motherfuckers that fuck with me. A lot in Connecticut, if your name isn't already huge and popping, a lot of people don't fuck with you.
Fact.
Nah, yep.
But he
It's a
fuck with me on the
popularity game.
strength like, yo, you one of the nicest motherfuckers I ever heard rap. And always fuck with me on the strength of that, give me gear and stuff like that. So I'ma always support him, one, because he's from Connecticut, and one, because he's one of the first niggas that believed him. So I don't know why we don't put as much stock in our people as we do in these designer. Like, who are we trying to impress? Especially when you old and you married. Like, I'm not trying to impress
I had
women.
nobody to impress.
like, I want to look nice when I'm outside because I'm a reflection of me. But it's not like I'm gonna go to the club and bag something. So why do I need $1,500 jeans?
Because a lot of
I
people,
don't.
They don't know how to
And then-
dress. People don't know how to dress. They just like to put fancy shit
And-
together. to
And
make
why
it
do you
look
need
good.
$1,500 jeans to smash somebody who is
Has $10
sharing a
leggings
room with
got some shit
six
from
other
Shein on.
people and they got their shit from Fashion Nova? Like,
Even then, like
Fashion Nova's not that bad.
because
Depending on
rap told you that? Because
even-
rap told us this is what's cool?
even then, how many people even recognize expensive shit?
I don't.
They do, but they just don't know if it's real or fake.
Nah,
I
you
don't
do when it
recognize-
has a big ass logo on it.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't recognize it
But-
until I feel it.
But-
honestly.
But you got people out here that wear shit that's very expensive.
With no
and you will
logos.
never know. You
Because
would
they
never
ain't
know.
us. Black people know. If you want,
Yeah.
it's Gucci, it gotta have the biggest G.
Nigga, my
That
boy,
shit gotta light up.
my boy
have
Najee.
rhinestones in it.
My boy Najee, he can spot a designer jeans.
Well,
You
yeah.
show him a picture right now, he can tell what jeans they are.
Yeah.
I
There
mean,
are
if you
people
know,
like
you
that
know.
that just know their fashion. You know,
No, there are
they
people
know
who know
their
their fashion.
fashion.
But because the majority of people that we interacting with don't, and, like,
Exactly,
and even
the
if they
majority
are,
don't.
why do I give a fuck what you think? Are you paying my bills?
No,
Are you helping me in
most
my
of the
life
time,
in
these
any
people
way?
can't even pay their own bills.
Right. So why the fuck why am I impressing a nigga in Levi's with my $1,500 jeans? So he could be like, oh yeah, I see them shits.
And that's what they
Okay.
say. That's what they say about
And-
like fancy cars, right? Nigga buy a fast ass loud car. Only people that's gonna approach you is old white men.
But I feel like a car, at least, you driving around in your car probably more as much as you in your house. Like a car
I'm
is
gonna
like
say this.
there's car niggas. I'm not a car
Get
nigga.
a nice car.
I like
if
cars.
you don't have a fucking high APR.
Or if you could just buy it.
Get what you can afford.
Yes.
Right.
Niggas be getting.
I ain't saying get an
2008
07 Benz and be
with a
paying
23
$1,500 a month.
Yeah.
'cause you're paying.
That's what I'm saying.
200,000
stay
miles on
within
that
your
shit.
That's a
means.
fact.
Stay within your means because your means can be fly.
That's a fact.